Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. This tutorial is for the Esmee Cardigan, which is the very first in the Yarn Hook Needles Fall Line 2018 release. Today I want to show you how to do the stitches and also the assembly of the sleeve, as well as creating the finished area around the collar and front panels of the cardigan. So first, what I want to do is explain to you how the cardigan is assembled. And as you can see, you have one back piece, and then you have two identical front pieces like this. What I have already done is created a back piece, and this is being done in the size extra small, and I will link down below to the blog post of the free written pattern, and then also to Ravelry and Etsy, where you can purchase the ad-free version PDF for $2.99. So I've already done the back panel. I'm going to work one of the front panels with you, as well as attach that panel and then work a sleeve, just so you can understand. I know that I've had some comments of folks saying they wish that somebody would just create a tutorial from beginning to end. But just a little side note for those that might not know the behind the scenes of crochet tutorials is that sometimes there's a lot of repetitive nature to these tutorials. For instance, all three of these are made using the exact same stitch. There's not any increasing or decreasing, so it makes more sense for me to go ahead and make this off camera, make this with you, and then show you how to seam, assemble, and also create the sleeve. Now, one thing that I've done different in this pattern is the sleeve is actually made in the round. So rather than having 3, 4, 5 separate pieces, this is just 3 pieces, and then once you seam those 3 pieces together, then we will make the sleeve. And the seaming process is essentially this. Here's your back panel. Then you're going to leave a little bit of space for your neck, and then you seam on one front panel, the other front panel. Then you fold that together where you have your back panel and 2 front panels. And then let's see if we can kind of create a picture here. Here's one front panel, here's another front panel. We're going to seam here, seam here, seam across the top, and then work in the round to create both of the sleeves. And then we'll come back and we'll start here and we'll go up and around and just create a nice finish. I really like to add that finishing touch because honestly, it helps it look more like a piece you might have purchased as opposed to a handmade piece. And my goal in my designs is always make people go, "What? You made that?" So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So basically what we have here is a bulky 5 yarn. Now the beauty of this design is that if you have a general understanding and grasp of garment design, you can easily supplement any type of yarn. If you live in an area where it's more hot, then you could substitute a Pima cotton yarn or any kind of a cotton that you would like. Lion Brand has a great one called Flicka, and then I believe the other one is Comfy Cotton. Both of those would be fabulous for this. You would just need to watch your gauge, and you would be able to really substitute it in any yarn that you want. So if you look here, I added, this is the like the part that's showing to everyone, not the inside, so this would be the outside of the garment. What I did was I started the actual stitch, so I created like a little border, if you will, and then started the actual stitch in the back loops, as you can see, just to kind of give some definition right there. And that's just a subtle touch, but something that I think makes the garment look more finished. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make one of the front panels, and then I'm going to seam up the side and seam up this top section up here, and then we're going to make a sleeve, just so you can understand the sleeve process in case words can throw you off or confuse you whenever you're reading it in a pattern. So first things first, what we will do is we'll make ourselves a slip knot. And then you will just chain the amount called for in whatever size you're doing. And these sizes are based off Craft Yarn Council's bust sizes for women. So for extra small, we're going to start off by chaining 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we have 19 for, again, this is extra small, so if you're like, that does not look like enough for a front panel, this is extra small. So 19, and from there we're going to go into the second chain from the hook. So this is chain 1, this is chain 2, and we're just going to single crochet all the way back across. I'm going to move my yarn over here because I'm pulling from the left and it's making it wonky. Or I said left, I'm pulling from the right. I need to be pulling from the left. All right, so when you get to the end, you're going to chain 1. You're going to chain 2 and turn your work. And that chain 2 is going to count as the first half double crochet. And then from there, we're going to do half double crochets all the way across. And the way you do a half double crochet is you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. I'll do that again. 1 second, bud. I'll do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over. Okay, sorry about that. Real life. Had to help a kiddo who didn't have the toy that they wanted. Okay, so continuing on, we're just doing half double crochets in each stitch all the way across. Once you get to the end, you will chain 2 and turn. And that is basically your little bottom edging. And so now what we're going to do to give us that kind of popped out look from the top, we're going to work the next row into the back loop. And if you can see, whenever you have your work, you've got these little V's on the top. This loop is the one facing us, so we would refer to that as the front loop. And this loop here is facing away from us, and we would refer to that as the back loop. So if you're ever confused about your chain 1, because I know some people say, my thing's going crooked or it's increasing, my chain 1, you can always tell which stitch you go into, because if you hold your work like this, you can tell it's coming up out of that loop. So the next stitch would be this loop, although you might think it's that one. It's actually this one. So what we're going to do is yarn over, and in the back loop of the next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip 1, and we're going to come to the next one and work a half double crochet. into the back loop of that stitch, work a half double crochet into the next one, chain 1, skip 1, work a half double crochet into the next one, half double crochet into the next one, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, and as you can see, it's just kind of this pattern. So when you get to the end, as you can see, you'll chain 1 and then end with a half double crochet in the end. Chain 2, turn. Your chain 1 counts. Remember, if you're ever confused which one it is, it's that one right there. So we're going to be making a half double crochet into the next one. And in this one, you don't have to worry about going in front and back loops. From here on out, we'll be working under both loops. So it's half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, go into the next one, half double crochet, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, go into the next one, and just continue on like that all the way across. Be sure that when you get to the end that you are putting a half double crochet in those chain 2 turning chains. So as you can see, this pattern is kind of creating like, you know, this eyelet, if you will. So you're going to notice your eyelet going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to do one more row with you, and then you can finish off your front panels and then meet me back here and I'm going to show you how to assemble. So let's do one more row together. Let's chain 2, turn. Remember, that is the chain 2 chain, so we're not going to go into that. We're going to go into this one. Half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. Sorry, my sunshine is acting crazy on me. Half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 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 half double crochet, half double crochet, chain 1, whoops, chain 1 and skip 1. Alright, so you continue making your front panels, and also too, if you're making the back panel, this is exactly how the back panel is made. You just need to make sure that you have chained as many as your size calls for. So finish doing that, meet me back here, and we should be good to go for the seaming section. Alright, so once you get to your last row of your back and both front panels, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, turn, and basically we're going to work just single crochets in each stitch all the way across. This just helps to give a nice finish, and it also helps you better see where you need to connect the panels together. I just think it gives such a nice, fresh finish. And just single crochet all the way across. Just like that. And then when you're done, leave yourself some space to weave in that end, pull it through, tie it off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to seam these pieces together. Now if you remember, I told you the front section of the garment that is showing the bottom has kind of this popped out ridge. See how the back isn't like that? But if you flip it to the front, this is popped out. So this would be considered your right side. So what we want to do is we want to take both our front panel right side, sorry, this is the front panel right side and back panel right side. And we're going to lay them on top of each other, just like so. So what you're going to do is you're going to line these up, okay? And what I like to do is I like to get into my turning chain, because remember this was a single crochet. Get into my turning chain and into this one and kind of just leave my hook there while I get my yarn ready. So we're going to pull our yarn over, make a slip knot, feed that through both of those loops, and kind of create a single crochet like that. And then what you want to do is you want to match the back loop and the front loop of the pieces. So I'm going to insert into the back loop, but I'm also going to insert into the front loop of the next one, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. So using single crochets, you go into the back of the first panel, the front loop of this next panel, and make yourself a single crochet. And just make sure you're lining those up. And this is one reason why I add that extra single crochet row, just because it gives a more finished look and it makes it easier when you're trying to seam it together, because you know exactly where you need to be. So you just continue across like so. With your single crochets, seaming these together. And this will be on the inside of your garment. I really just like the finish with that added single crochet row. And don't forget your turning chain on the other piece. So just kind of feed it in there. Alright, so then what you would do is you would give yourself some room for weaving in the end and make sure that's nice and tight. And so now if you look, our shoulder area is seamed together. And so if you were to take the garment and close it, voila, there is your shoulder seam. So we're going to keep it right sides together, just think about sewing. So now what we're going to do is, here's the garment laid on its side. Now obviously you have to leave enough space in order to have an armhole. Now your armhole is something that you can find too on the Craft Yarn Council. They have a measurement to give you an idea, of dimensions and stuff. Sometimes I eyeball it, sometimes I hold it up over my arm, because everybody's arms are different. Some people have skinnier top parts of their arm, some people have bigger top parts of their arm. The top part of my arm is way larger than the bottom section of my arm. So what I do is I put the garment on, once I've seamed the shoulders, I put the garment on and I wrap this section around my body to get an idea of how big I want it to be. So for an extra small, I'm thinking likely the arms are going to be a little bit smaller. So what I'll do is, since we've got the eyelets, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 10. So 10 right there, and you just want to make sure that it's the same on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be row 10. So we just want to make sure that we're lined up in the same spot. Now you don't have that single crochet row on this side because this is more of a seam. So like I said, I just kind of like insert my hook. If you have stitch markers, that works too. Insert my hook, make a slip knot. And now what the goal is you just kind of want to evenly space these single crochets. So we're going to go here, make a single crochet, here, make a single crochet. There's not really technically a stitch, if you will. You're just trying to make sure that you're evenly spacing the stitches apart. So this area can be a little bit forgiving, but just be careful, because if you do too many or you do too little, it's going to cinch in the garment, or it's going to cause there to be kind of like gaps and holes. So just try to make sure that you're being as aware and observant as possible as to where you're sticking your stitches. And just seam down the garment, just like this. And every now and then obviously check down here, make sure that those are still even, because you don't want to pull too much on one side and then have to rip it out and all that super fun stuff. So really it's just about paying attention. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Keep going down, all the way down to the bottom. Make sure these are even. Do one right there. Let's see, let's do it in this one. Okay, so we got there. Give us some room to be able to seam that closed, pull it tight, and now we've got an armhole. All right, so now what you can do is flip. Once you've done this to both sides, you're going to flip your garment right side out, and as you can see, you really can't tell you've even like seamed it. If you don't like how that gathers in, you can fix that when you're weaving in your end. See how it kind of like pulls in just a little bit right there? You can fix that by how you weave it in, or you can block that section and just like lay it flat, and then it'll lay nice and flat for you. Okay, so how we're gonna do the sleeves is we're going to work these in the round, but first what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet row just to give us some actual stitches to work with. Now the key here is to make sure that you do an odd number of single crochet stitches. So remember, it's kind of like the same idea here. Pay attention to where you're sticking things. Don't do too many close together or too far apart. You want to kind of have them evenly spaced in an odd number, because whatever number you do on one sleeve, that's the number you want to do exactly the same on the other sleeve. And where I like to start is right here, kind of like at the armpit area. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert my hook, just have it sitting there waiting. And we're going to chain up one, because this is our single crochet row, and so that's going to count as one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oop, I'm a little blurry. Let me see if I can scoot it down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oop. Make sure you don't do that. 16. These are our loose ends we gotta weave in. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, almost done, 29, 30, 31, 32, let's see, got space for one more, we'll do it right there, 33. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch to that chain 1, ending that round, and then you're going to chain 1, 2, and instead of working again, we're going to turn the work and we're going to work in the opposite direction. So we've got our chain 2, next is half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, half double crochet, ooh, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, half double crochet, oops, it came out, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, okay, half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet, half double crochet, and just continue like that all the way around. And then obviously you want to slip stitch to the top of that. Chain 2, and again, instead of working around, we're going to flip back the other way and do it again. So your chain 2 right there, Whoops. Like that. Chain, oh my goodness, chain one, skip one. Oop, almost did it wrong. Oh, I did it again. I keep chaining one. There's two of those in a row. So on and so forth. Now, when you get to the end of your sleeve, you're going to do exactly what you did down here at the bottom. So you will do a half double crochet row into the, let me see, that would be the back loop. You're going to do it into the back loop of this, and then one solid half double crochet row, or I'm sorry, single crochet row at the end. And once you're done, you're then going to come to the front of your garment, and starting here, you're going to put your single crochets all the way around. If you had another panel here, you just come up here, you just do single crochets all the way around, come back down, and then do another row of half double crochets. You would turn and do half double crochets all the way up and come back down, and then that is it. That's how you do it. So very simple. This is a cropped styled cardigan, as you can see. Just a couple more rows and your sleeve is done. So it's short sleeve, perfect for summer, perfect for hotter weather, anything that you desire. I really hope you enjoy making the Esmee cardigan. If you have questions, please reach out to me. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. Please reach out to me in the comments or through social media, or you can always email at hello.yarnhookneedles@gmail.com. Be sure you're following on social media. We do have giveaways, and also you can subscribe to our website newsletter, and sometimes we have freebies and different things that we give away, and we also let our subscribers know about special things that are happening well in advance before we tell the rest of the public. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Share it if you know other makers who would love to make something like this. Share it in your Facebook groups and all that good stuff. And yes, I will see you next Friday on Facebook and Instagram Live, releasing the brand new second piece in the Yarn Hook Needles Fall Line 2018 collection. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.